Welcome back to our Off the Beaten Path series. We're here at Koster Avenue on the north end of the town of Gettysburg, and this is going to be the scene of some pretty heavy fighting on July 1st. Charles Koster's brigade, including the 27th Pennsylvania, the 73rd Pennsylvania, the 154th and 134th New York, are going to be rushed up here in kind of a delaying action to save Cemetery Hill. So on July 1st, it's around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and General Oliver Otis Howard's 11th Corps and Major General Doubleday's 1st Corps are retreating through town. And General Oliver Otis Howard is on Cemetery Hill, which he has chosen as the fallback position for the Union Army, and he sends Charles Koster's brigade of Adolph von Steinwehr's division to come up here through the town and hold off the Confederates so that the Union Army has time to rally on Cemetery Hill. And Koster's brigade is going to be rushed up here. They talk about double quicking through the streets of Gettysburg and turning on Stratton Street, which is just to my left in the town of Gettysburg. And this is going to look a lot different than it does here today. The brigade is going to take position exactly where I'm standing. The 154th New York is going to be the center of the line, with the 27th Pennsylvania and the 134th New York on either of the flanks. The 73rd Pennsylvania is going to be left behind. And it's a poor position because, as you can see, you're looking downhill. So the Federals are going to be looking uphill and fighting uphill as the Confederates are coming down. And they take position, like you can see on the mural behind me, in the John Kuhn brickyard. John Kuhn is a local Gettysburg German who lives just about a block away, and he owns this brickyard here before the battle and during the battle. So the Koster's brigade is going to meet Isaac Avery's brigade of North Carolinians within minutes of arriving on this position. And the 154th, which is going to bear the brunt of the attack, they're nicknamed the Hardtack Regiment for their affinity for hardtack. And the Confederates are going to hit them pretty hard, pretty quickly. They're going to hit the 27th Pennsylvania and the 134th New York on the flanks in kind of a pincer. So that's going to leave the 154th New York in a very difficult position. The color sergeant, John Carroll, who is actually a native of London, England, is going to conceal the flag in his coat when he's shot in the knee. And as the brigade is compelled to withdraw from this position, he is going to be captured, actually, and held for 3 days as a prisoner. But he's going to keep the flag underneath his coat, which he buttons up over top of it. And after 3 days, he returns to his regiment, the 134th New York, quote, happy as a king, having successfully hidden the regimental colors from the enemy. And after he goes to a field hospital, about 80 pieces of bone are removed from his right leg. Also lost in the retreat is a more famous individual from the Battle of Gettysburg by the name of Amos Humiston. And he's found on the railroad tracks just south of this position. And as Koster's brigade is retreating, Humiston, who's a member of the 154th New York, is retreating with them when he's shot along the railroad tracks and is left for dead, essentially. And the story kind of picks up a few days later when his body is found by a Gettysburg tavern owner. And Humiston is found clutching the picture of his 3 children, Frank, Freddie, and Alice. And of course the tavern owner doesn't know who he is, so he finds the picture and he sends it into a local Philadelphia newspaper, and it becomes kind of a nationwide search to find the father of these 3 orphans. And the search ends in Portville, New York, when Philinda Humiston is notified, I believe by her minister, that her children were found on the body of Amos Humiston in Gettysburg, and she hadn't heard from her husband in several weeks after the battle. So of course, that's one of the more tragic, famous stories of the battle, and Humiston's monument, a small marker where he was found, stands just south of this position along the railroad tracks by the Gettysburg Fire Department. Now this mural, which is called the Koster Avenue mural, Koster Avenue is where we are right now. It's not really an avenue, it's just mowed grass essentially. But this mural was painted by Mark Dunkelman, a local historian and descendant of an individual from the 154th New York, and he paints this in 1988, I believe, for the 125th anniversary of the battle, and he restores it, I think, in 2001. But the mural is in pretty good shape today. It has some of the portraits of individuals who actually fought here painted into the mural. So you can look at some people and say, okay, this is someone who was actually here. This is the face of someone who fought here. But it's a pretty cool piece of art, and not something that the average visitor to Gettysburg normally sees.